KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome everybody. This is Damon Hart, Foxy Homebuyer, the Foxy Homebuyer, and I want to welcome everyone here to another episode of The Real Men of Real Estate. I'm going to be your host today in this episode, and I'm super excited because we have a really awesome guest here today. If it's your first time seeing me in person, I want to just kind of let you know a little bit about myself. I'm a long-term investor. I've been in the real estate business over the last 15 years. I started out in single-family real estate. Now, what does that mean? I was just a guy that had a friend that, I went to a seminar years ago when there were seminars that happened, and I got started by just buying my first house, flipping it to another investor and making a little bit of money, and eventually I got enough guts grow a little bit and do another house, and years later we've purchased over $50 million in real estate, and I've helped thousands of people get exposed to real estate and also helped several folks get into real estate investing. The cool thing about what we're able to do here at Foxy Homebuyer, and I've been able to do with my team, is expose just the world and the land of real estate. For a lot of folks, it's foreign to them to understand how. Everybody knows that money is made in real estate, but just how? And I feel like we've done a fantastic job over the last several years to just be able to show people it doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be just one way. One thing that people can know with real estate and Foxy Homebuyer is just to make sure that they stay plugged into what we have available. I'm going to share a little bit on today's show about that and how we do it. And I'm also going to bring my special friend and guest here today to tell you his story on how he got into real estate and some of the the concerns and challenges he had. But I wanted to first just give everybody a quick little intro and just say, hey, we're here, part of the KCAA network. We're just super stoked to have you here. We're also affiliate with CNBC. And we're household-wise, we're in about 5 million households throughout the Los Angeles area. So we're glad that you're here. If you miss us for whatever reason, you can totally get the replay on the show, on Roku, Amazon, and pretty much any other social media you can find us on, okay? But we're not here for all that today. We want to welcome you and welcome our special guest today, my good friend in studio, Brandon Elliott. Brandon, thanks so much for being here, brother.
What's happening, man? I appreciate you having me.
Of course. Before you got here, little calamity. It took something for you to get here today, man. So I guess real quick, before we get into who you are, what happened down in Mexico?
Yeah. What happens in Mexico stays in Mexico. No, right. What the listeners or people can't see probably is I got a broken ankle right now. I just had surgery yesterday. 2 weeks ago, I was down volunteering at a mentor's of mine. He has this orphanage down in Mexico, Baja, Mexico.
Yeah.
We were just doing some work. We were painting, helping out with our mastermind, and afterwards, it's kind of like a tradition to go play soccer with the kids.
Of course.
I mean, it's only right. The thing is, Gringo couldn't handle it, basically, and the terrain's all different. We were down by 2. I started getting competitive, and I got a little, a 5-foot break of, taking off with the ball, and something happened. I just went down.
Oh.
So I heard 2 snaps, and 3 doctors later realized, yes, this is legitimate. It was kind of 2 nasty breaks on it, and I had to get surgery yesterday. So
yeah,
part of the entrepreneur. I don't even know if it's part of life, right?
It's just part of life.
It's just part of life, baby. Yeah.
That's perfect. But you said it was funny because when it happened, I heard about it through your social, and you were saying hey man, you sometimes just gotta play hurt.
Yeah. Just gotta go
for it. The show don't stop.
Yeah.
And here you are. So I'm stoked to have you here, man. I'm glad that you could make it. for everybody else that's here, just hearing about you for the first time, we've been good buddies now, and in our interaction here over the last few months, I think you're just doing amazing stuff. So I want to have you on. So for everybody that's just hearing about you for the first time, tell me a little bit about you. I know you're from Jersey. Right?
Yeah, Jersey.
So, take us back. Tell us a little bit about you and what you've done.
So I go by real estate investor and credit specialist.
Right.
That's how I got started into real estate, was utilizing and leveraging credit. So I realized at a young age that credit was the catalyst to be able to really compound my success and do it in real estate. That's what the rich people were doing. I started mimicking that, right? Yeah. Success leaves clues. So that's what I found myself going down that rabbit hole. But I grew up in New Jersey, and single parent mother, blessing of a woman, raised 3 misfits, and long story short, at a very young age, she's manic depressive bipolar. And at a young age, we realized that, the American poor, that's just what it was. We were living off of food stamps, Section 8 housing, help from local churches and schools. And overall, it was like, just $1,000 a month from Social Security. It was barely enough. We're still blessed. I can't stress that enough. It's not like, different third world country type of poor.
Right.
But that was the motivation that I needed. Long story short, fast forward, I found myself doing door knocking and for selling Kirby vacuum cleaners.
Oh, really? You were that guy?
I was that guy.
Wow.
And so we were selling $3,500 vacuum cleaners door to door here in San Diego. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the process and the systems and the sales aspect, right? Yeah. Sales you can utilize for everything in life.
For sure.
Well, I got recruited into an investment company at the time, and that's where I fell in love with really real estate. We were focusing on NODs at the time, notice of default.
Okay. So what's an NOD for somebody that's just kind of getting familiar?
So it's like pre-foreclosure.
Okay.
So notice of default. So once they find themselves not paying their mortgage, they start going into the foreclosure process, right? And then it will go to auction. Mm-hmm. So we were trying to help out these homeowners going through these tough times back in 2012 after 2008, the recession and everything, and the total housing collapse. And overall just figure out how to either get them hooked up with a modification on their loan or have them sell it to us so that, they could get out of their tough situation, not get this, foreclosure on their records and be able to jump into something a lot sooner.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, right? As being in the real estate space myself as an investor for a bunch of years, that's something that we all experience and know, especially around that time, right?
Sure.
2000 and you said 2008, 12-ish.
Well, it was 2012 when I got started. Yeah. And really that company was a little bit of education, but way more motivation. Mm. That was what I went down this rabbit hole of going down my own education afterwards. Okay. All the books, podcasts, YouTube, stuff like this to be able to really unlock what I needed to succeed in real estate. And then it just snowballed. So 2015, I finally started getting real estate, but I utilized credit to be able to get in there. Okay. So credit cards and paying contractors with credit cards, not getting screwed over by contractors. Uh-huh. When there's a will, there's a way. I'm a firm believer in that. And I found the path, which was real estate, but credit was that will for me. That was my path to be able to do it. And going from broke, busted, disgusted, back then to now we have over $8.5 million in real estate assets and $30K a month in passive income. It's a pretty damn good feeling. So
yeah, and just hearing your story from, when we have so many, everybody loves a rags to riches story, right?
Yeah.
That's like the most
it's
fun
that hero
part.
Journey.
Of course, being in America, this is the land of opportunity. Sure. But it's really cool because just hearing your story, it's similar with a lot of other people's journey, and it has started with, number one, wanting something more, mm-hmm. and then you had to go to work. And it sounds like your process was so many different things, right? You started out, in door to door vacuum sales. It turned into this, and then it turned into something else. And now you're sitting on dang near $10 million in assets. And this is not 30 years.
Yes.
What?
I mean, just a couple years in the game, and really, we're just getting our feet wet. So I'm pretty excited. And what kind of transcribed after that and during the whole process was having a lot of people come up to me saying, hey, I want to get into real estate. Like, I believe in real estate, but they kept on putting it on the back burner saying, well, I need to get a bunch of money over here doing whatever they're doing, because they thought that was the key to get the money. Then they would put it into real estate. And that just wasn't the case for me. So long story short, I started showing people how to do it. And it just turned down this rabbit hole of us really coming up with a curriculum to teach people in Credit Counsel Elite how to be able to get, business owners, how to get up to $500,000 every 6 months at 0% interest, so that they can get all the funding they need and be able to close on these deals, be able to really grow and scale their business and take it to the next level.
Dude, that is powerful, because when you start talking to 500,000 every 6 months, okay, people are going to start listening.
Sure.
So look, we're going to get into that. Right? We're going to get into more of the meat, the potatoes, how someone can get started. But in closing out, I mean, we're about to hop into a break. Yeah. I guess if there's one thing that you can remember, before we go to break, what was the one thing that you feel that stops people from getting into real estate? Real quick.
Yeah, I think it's just fear. Lack of education brings fear, because you never done it, you don't know. So once you get proper education and you realize how simple and easy it can be, then of course, like, everything else will really manifest and fold into where it needs to go.
For sure. All right, magic.
Yeah.
All right, so look, we're just gonna hop into a quick break.
Cool.
Please tune back in. We're gonna take a quick break, come back, and you guys will have the opportunity to talk with, listen again with Brandon and I, and just really get to find out a little bit more about that business and how it actually works. So stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Damon, Mr. Foxy, Damon Hart, and I'm here with the real men of real estate. And I just want to say, hey, come and watch us this Sunday, 1 p.m. live, every Sunday. Okay, we're going to be on KCAA Radio, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. If you got a minute, just tune in. We can't wait to have you here. I'm going to be there. If you can't make it on there, we're going to be at Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Android app on Building Solid Foundations channel. So tune in. You know what you got to do in the meantime. Keep it foxy.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services, including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing, and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
All right, so welcome back. Here we are. It's Damon Hart again, here with my guest in studio, Brandon Elliott. So, brother, we're going to jump right back in because, hey, we talked a little bit about fear in the last segment and how that could stop a lot of people.
Yes.
And it could kind of be an excuse in a way, right, for some folks to not really make decisions or take some action.
Yeah.
But you had some things in your life that you could have easily said, I'm not taking no action. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've always been known as that individual that takes action, right? There's always a couple crazy people in the neighborhood that, doing some wild stuff. So, just to kind of backdrop for a second, with my mom being bipolar, growing up, I was the only guy in my household. I met my dad when I was 18 in court, and so he could stop paying child support. And so the male influence in my life was very low. I didn't have any of that. So when at a very young age, around like 8th or ninth grade, I started smoking weed, right? And I got introduced by some older girls at the time, a best friend of mine, and I used it as a coping, like a mechanism to really just cope with certain things, because of growing up poor and not having the certain finances in the house. I tried getting my first job at age 9. I finally got one at age 12. But when I started smoking weed, it was one of those things that it was just laughs. It was one of those things that I just forgot about everything, right? And so I started using it on a everyday basis for a while. I knew that out of my group of friends, I had to be that person that was, selling it basically to them so that I could get it for free. And so it really, from that lack of guidance, I really went down the wrong path. Right, I was teeter-tottering, going down the wrong path, and I used marijuana for the good times, the bad times, the ugly, everything in between, and, I'll be the first person to admit that I was truly addicted to it. And, too much of anything, I believe, can be an addiction.
For sure.
And so, I ended up having an explosion in my apartment back in 2000. It was September 24th, 2012, or 2013, I believe. I had an explosion in my apartment in Pacific Beach, right off Grand, in San Diego. And I ended up burning 40% of my body. I got tossed right into the living room, and it was about 7 feet tossed into the living room. I ended up jumping up, and I realized I was on fire. I was wearing basketball shorts at the time, a white T-shirt. I was wearing gloves randomly, which protected me because otherwise I got skin graft right up to it.
I can see it.
And then I was wearing socks, which protected my feet because those didn't light up on fire, which was a blessing. So I'm ripping off these clothes, and it was just one of those situations like, I knew this wasn't going to be a good thing. All the windows got blown out. I had neighbors screaming, freaking out, and I had a medical marijuana card at the time, so I was allowed to be having the beginning, the end product, but there was the whole part in the middle that was a no-go that I didn't know about at the time, just being young, dumb, and naive, right?
Yeah.
And so I got induced into a coma once I arrived into the hospital. I went through 3 surgeries. They put me into a coma for a full week. A couple weeks later, as I'm recovering, I had to learn how to walk again because, your legs are up for so long. So every time I stood up, it was just all the blood going down to my legs, and it was the most excruciating pain. It was crazy. So I'm used to pain to a certain degree. So the leg right now,
the ankle's not that big of a deal. Yeah.
That's what I thought until like today. I was like, oh man, this hurts. It's been a while. But yeah, man. So I've been known as that person that takes action, and sometimes it's a blessing and a curse, right? I wrote the book Action Driven, which gives my steps and my pathway of how to get into the routine of taking action. I don't believe in living in fear. I really don't. I think fear is always just going to hold us back. But I also think that there's some benefits to, sit back for a second and not jump too far.
Like a calculated risk.
Right. Calculated risk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why real estate is like so amazing.
Yeah.
Because when you really start geeking out on the numbers, I mean, it's all calculated risk.
It's all math.
Yeah, it's all math.
Yeah.
And it's either going to be a good deal or not. And then you can plan for the worst case scenario and have backup plans.
I like that. And it's very true in real estate. And when we're talking about just your experience with real estate and credit, it sounds like you can even kind of protect yourself a little bit more, even so, because a lot of times I hear with people that want to get into real estate, I don't have the money, kind of like your situation.
Yep.
But it sounds like once you got on and you started to see, well, look, I don't have the money, but I might have this way to do it with this education in credit.
Yeah.
Now I can go take that and use that credit and leverage that and minimize the risk that I'll lose all my money because you didn't have any.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it was. So you're like, hey, what do I have to lose?
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have any, and I realized I wanted to get into real estate. I had some deals coming my way,
right.
But I had some credit cards, however, that had some high limits. So now it's just calling up these banks, figuring out how to liquidate it into cash. And because, I'm thrifty, you got to be calculated risk.
Sure.
I'm looking for that 0% interest. I'm not looking for 20, 30%.
Yeah.
And
so, dude, to me, that's the wildest thing. And that's part of why I felt like everybody had to hear about what you do. Because when you think of credit cards or you think of any kind of financing, right, especially in real estate, the automatic go-to is like, okay, hard money. I'm going to spend 10, 20,
sure.
I'm going to spend 12% in 4 points.
Yeah.
Credit cards, I'm paying 24%.
Yeah, you paid with credit cards?
Yeah,
you're kidding me. 30%? Crazy. What are you, wild?
Yeah, so you're the guy that's telling people how to get to 0% interest.
Yes.
And that has to be one of the best feelings in the world, isn't it?
I mean, it's the secret ingredient. It's really, I just learned from the rich people doing it, right? Like, if you look at Elon Musk, if you look at Jeff Bezos, if you look at all these other big companies, they have the liquid cash available.
For sure.
But they still take out loans all day
right.
for the tax benefits, for the leverage, and to make their books look good so that they can get more loans. I mean, if you liquidate everything.
And pay nothing, right?
Yeah,
no
they're
tax.
not paying anything. Yeah. So it's like, it's just a no-brainer.
Right.
So when you can really figure out the process and really set yourself up for success, then it feels really good. We've helped out thousands of people at this point with Credit Counseling Elite, the education, and I just couldn't be more proud because I've seen people, first off, breaking off a lot of negative things off their credit, but we're not like a credit repair company. We teach people how to fix, whether you're in the 800 FICO score or 300s, every single person needs a little bit of fixing. But then after that, actually being able to set yourself up to be able to get all the sign-up bonuses, get to the 800 FICO score in less than 30 days and get all this funding so that they can leverage it into true assets. I mean, a lot of people are getting started into real estate just like I did from the methods that we're teaching and doing it quick. Like it took me 2 years and like 4 hours every single day for the books, podcast, YouTube.
Right.
These guys are doing it in like 2-3 weeks.
That's what makes you the expert, right? Like when you start out, you're like, I made every mistake there was.
Of course,
I made every mistake there was. So when you come and ask me,
Yeah.
I tell you, look, don't
do
that.
Do this, don't do this, do this, and then you can still see the fear on, in their heart, and it's their first time doing it.
For sure.
But what's really cool about it is that, I know because I've been there, I've done it,
100%.
and I know they're on the right path as long as they have a positive mindset, right? Mindset I can't teach. That's something you got to find out on your own journey. But if you have the right mindset and align with our core values and so forth, and you're really determined, then you're going to succeed with this stuff every single time.
Yeah. One of my favorites. Yeah. One of my favorite things, when you say mindset and just the determination.
Yeah.
I tell my son all the time, he's 17, and I say, look, life to me is all about just like going cross country.
Yeah.
Because we're from Florida, right?
Sure.
And when we traveled to California, I said, look, when we were coming here, we didn't know what time we were going to get here. We just knew we were going to get from, Melbourne Beach all the way down here to California, Southern Cal.
Sure.
And we just drove. And I think if more people did that,
we'll figure it out along the way.
Exactly, and just stay on the road.
Yeah.
If
I get tired, I'm stopping.
Exactly.
If we see something on the side that we want to take pictures at, let's do it.
No problem. That's called Instagram, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Awesome, man. So look, we gotta jump all the way in on this thing and really get to know more about how it works and how people can. Yeah, really get into the meat and potatoes. So
why
don't we just take a quick break?
Yeah,
we're gonna come back, and then you guys stay tuned, and then we'll see you guys here back after the break, and we'll jump right back in with Brandon. Radio. Hey guys, it's Damon, Mr. Foxy, Damon Hart, and I'm here with the real men of real estate. And I just want to say, hey, come and watch us this Sunday, 1 p.m. live every Sunday. Okay, we're going to be on KCAA Radio, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. if you got a minute, just tune in. We can't wait to have you here. I'm going to be there. If you can't make it on there, we're going to be at Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Android app on Building Solid Foundations channel. So tune in. You know what you got to do in the meantime. Keep it foxy.
Hello, welcome to Fire Up Connect. Are you a small business owner? Do you lack the resources to manage your business? Is visibility and brand awareness a top priority for you? Fire Up Connect is a community of small business owners. We help our members find the right connections and the right resources to help them be successful. This isn't your typical business networking group. Members of Fire Up Connect are innovative, driven, and all about building long-lasting relationships. We work to identify your goals and understand what it is you do and how we can help you brand yourself and your business. Fire Up Connect is about creating business opportunities, community projects, educational sessions, and live seminars to help implement effective marketing programs for our members. Fire Up Connect helps members gain validation in their businesses, learn what challenges similar business leaders are facing, and access to subject matter experts on how to overcome these challenges. Fire Up Connect offers opportunities for organic exposure through our many marketing events, programs, and projects. There are 4 colors that make up Fire Up Connect. Yellow represents the back office and services available to Fire Up Connect members. Red represents Fire Up Connect's marketing and advertising resources, such as TV shows, radio, magazine book publication, and movie projects. Green represents Fire Up Connect's referral system, tracking incentives, and blue represents Fire Up Connect's donation, fundraising, and scholarship programs. Fire Up Connect members have access to monthly business sessions, price discounts on affiliated companies, and all Fire Up Connect programs, book publications, published articles for your business, access to Fire Up Connect scheduled webinar events, a photo shoot session, and a video production. Join us for our annual Fire Up Live seminars and gain valuable connections in the Fire Up community and boost your business. We believe in your business. We believe in what you do. At Fire Up Connect, we believe in you. Join us for our annual Fire Up Live seminars to gain, discover, and get fired up.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station, KCAAradio.com.
Welcome back. This is Damon Hart again, here with Brandon. So Brandon, you know, we talked a little bit in the last segment about, you know, kind of what it's going to take and taking action.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do something radical.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to do something crazy. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't going to be there's no Dave Ramsey. This is not cut up your credit cards.
Yes, please.
And save your money, okay? This is real practical how to get by, real estate or otherwise, okay? So I guess you got a 4-step process on how you do this. So let's talk about it. We'll tell people.
For sure. And so, you know, anybody out there that for Dave Ramsey, right? Dave Ramsey he's a good dude. However, for certain people, it makes sense how he's teaching. I don't want anybody taking our methods that we're teaching, get a bunch of funding, and then go buy, you know, the $20,000 sweatshirt or something.
No Maseratis.
No,
really.
I mean, if you're gonna put it on Turo and make money from it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Thanks for the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no liabilities, but you know, straight assets that are gonna be paying you.
Of course.
That's what we are promoting. So we have this 4-step process in Credit Counsel Elite that really separates us from anybody else. We're teaching people how to educate themselves on how the banks and the credit bureaus and lenders are really judging them, right? And I'll break all these down. So educate, fix, build, leverage. When it comes down to the education, I think it's really important for us to identify how to flip the script on the banks. So
what do you mean? Like, tell me, like, flip the script. What does that mean?
Yeah, so think of it like this. You know, we give all of our money to the banks,
Yeah.
And they give us how much percentage back? 0.00 nothing, right?
Yeah, nothing.
I mean, they're giving us, this is exaggerated, but very little back, right? You put $1 million in there or whatever you put in there, you're getting peanuts back at the end of the year. So, but they lend it back out to who else? Us.
Yeah, for sure.
For personal loans, business loans, auto loans, mortgages, student loans, etc., right? And they're making an average of 500 to 3,000% ROI on our money. And a lot of these banks, collapsing right now, the four that we've noticed the last couple of weeks, and there's actually over 300 that are on the edge right now that are very similar to those. So, not to go down a rabbit hole, but God knows what that could turn into, how wide, how deep this could actually be, and the pitfall. But it really comes down to identifying how to think like the banks and flip the script. Start getting as much money from the banks as possible at 0% interest, and then learn how to put it to work just like they do, whether it's real estate investing like we love or any other type of businesses, assets that you can make a good ROI on, right? So that's what I mean by flipping the script. And then you can pay it off. You can have the tax benefits. You can get credit limit increases. The banks are very territorial. They want you to mess up. They anticipate you to. So they're going to keep giving you enough rope to potentially, mess up here. But as long as you're educated and you are financially savvy and doing the right things, not buying the Gucci sweatshirt, but instead, really buy assets, not liabilities, then you can set yourself up for tremendous success.
It sounds like, to me, man, it just sounds like, okay, you're going to give people the tools, or you give people the tools with Credit Elite for sure, right? Because I've seen the people, I've seen the success stories.
Yep.
But then also, it sounds like having the discipline and the process already in place, where you know what it is to do with this money once you get it, because you're going to pretty much guarantee with some process you're going to get this money.
Oh yeah.
Now, what do you do with it? After that.
So that's the last part, and that's the leverage. Everybody wants to jump into leverage, but there's levels to it, right? So right after you get educated on how to play the game, understand how the banks are judging you, the 6 boxes that make up your FICO score, then it comes next is fix. So we all need to fix, whether it's just old, personal identification info that you need to remove, like old addresses, employers, phone numbers, stuff like that. You got to, remove those old things. Or it's, real significant things that are truly bringing down your score, whether it's a collection, bankruptcy, hard inquiries, late.
Okay.
Exactly. So, or even high utilization. How can we move money around to be able to have a lower utilization? Right? So that is just so people know, and we've seen this happen so many times with people coming into our program. We'll teach you how to be able to remove things quickly. I'm talking a couple hours, up to 10 business days, in some cases 30 to 60 or 90. There's no guarantees when it comes down to credit repair. It's illegal to state so. So it's important to identify, though, that all of it is... it's all available to be updated, deleted, removed, improved. So when I tell you that I've seen people with basically the shackles totally removed from them because they had over $100,000 worth of debt or bankruptcies or collections, whatever it may be, totally get removed. I've had the Zoom calls where people are just bawling, crying nonstop because they didn't even think. They stopped getting creative. They totally, gave up. They thought they were stuck with this for a long time. So once you fix the credit, the next is going to be build. And that's where we can guarantee in 30 days or less, we can actually get you to the 800 FICO score. So, and that's where you really want to be. For real estate investors out there, you really want to be at 760 to 780 range or above to be able to get the best mortgage rates.
Okay.
But you want to be at the 800 club so that you can do a proper mass apply.
Okay. Tell me what. That's the first time I've ever heard mass apply. Tell me what that looks like.
So a mass apply is an application sequence where, if done properly, you're going to get anywhere from 10 to 40 plus credit cards approved at a 90% approval odds.
Okay.
And you're going to do it over 30 days.
Okay.
So everybody in Credit Counsel Elite, we're showing them how to be able to do this every 6 months, but they can do this as soon as 30 days, their first 30 days to 90 days working with us.
Wow. Wow. And this is something you're showing people how to do. It's not like you're doing it for them.
No. Yeah, and I'm a firm believer of teaching a man how to fish because I'm only one person. You know, if there's companies out there that I literally started Credit Counsel Elite because they were doing it, you know, for you. And nobody's going to care about your credit, your finances as much as you are.
That's right.
So that's why a lot of our competitors that are trying to compete, they do a lot of ads, bring in a lot of people, but then they hire on brand new people that are treating you as the guinea pig. You know, it's their first time doing a mass supply. So that's why they're getting 20 to 50,000, maybe 70,000 in new credit lines when we are averaging 300 plus thousand.
Whoa. Time out.
Yeah, time out. Slow it down.
I'm going to slow when you're talking, 20 to 50 for most people is going to sound, within the realm of possibility, but you just dropped the big 300,000.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if someone, one of the listeners, someone out there goes out and they apply, you guys can get them up to $300,000 in credit?
Oh, yeah.
With that process, with your process.
So we have a lot of people that are getting way higher. I mean, we had one guy just a couple weeks ago get 650,000. We've had 474,000. So I mean, we have plenty of these testimonies and stories, even just on our website. But yeah, I mean, if anybody gets less than 100,000, I'm really disappointed because I know that there was something wrong, you know, and we don't we have customer success managers and coaches in place to really be able to guide them and then give them the final okay, like our approval, like you got our blessings to rock and roll and do your mass supply. But until then like if we test them and they're not ready, then we're going to keep educating them until they are.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not rocket science, but honestly, with the mass supply, there is 25 different metrics that are really important to be able to set yourself up for success, to get the 90% approval odds.
So, I mean, for somebody like myself, and I'm just hearing this for the, maybe not in its complete, I've heard it before, but not in its complete essence, right? Like all you really are doing is you're giving people the best opportunity to have this huge amount of credit, but you're also helping them in the process to make sure that their first time around, which is the most important for most people, let's keep it real.
For sure.
Right? You're helping them to get there and increase their chances right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that's magic.
Well, it's all family too. You know, I'm very big into culture, and like I said, I'm only one person. I can't help everybody out in the world, but if I can help out, the top leaders, the top 100, top 1,000, top 10,000, and then they can help out their circle of influence, their significant other, their family, their clients, their employees, then it's just a snowball effect, and we've seen that. So that's a really good feeling.
Give me I just feel like give me a success story.
Give me a success story.
Yeah, give me somebody that's like you've had and had to do, that came into the program. Give me your some of the recent.
Yeah, so I got Duncan. I usually always talk about Jaden because he's just so, he impressed me. So I'll tell you about Jaden in a moment. But Duncan's, fresh on my mind because he goes to our church right up the road here. And he's doing exactly what what I preach. Get this funding. If you don't have funding to get into real estate, he believes in real estate as well. So get the funding, put it into real estate. He's doing the BRRRR strategy. Okay. He's making $7,000 now per month passively.
Passive.
And he literally only has a few doors. He's got 3 or 4 properties now. Some of them, they're residential multifamily. He's got little to no money in them. I think in total, he's got $3,000 of his own cash into it.
Mm-hmm. Which you can spare, right?
You can spare when you're making $7,000 a month, and he's got over $750,000 in new credit lines.
Boom.
So it's
magic.
And now he's helping out his wife. He already was working on his mother-in-law and really piggybacking off of that. So there's some power behind it, and that's what it's about, in my opinion.
Magic. All right. So look, man, this has been. I knew this would be amazing, and for the listeners for sure. So we're gonna wrap things up here now and just grab this quick break, and then we're gonna just find out, how we can get down with this thing with Brandon. So with that, we're gonna take a quick break. I'll see you back here in a few.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group. supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections. Hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. FireUp Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. FireUp Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Hello! Welcome to FireUp Connect. Are you a small business owner? Do you lack the resources to manage your business? Is visibility and brand awareness a top priority for you? FireUp Connect is a community of small business owners. We help our members find the right connections and the right resources to help them be successful. This isn't your typical business networking group. Members of FireUp Connect are innovative, driven, and all about building long-lasting relationships. We work to identify your goals and understand what it is you do and how we can help you brand yourself and your business. FireUp Connect is about creating business opportunities, community projects, educational sessions, and live seminars to help implement effective marketing programs for our members. FireUp Connect helps members gain validation in their businesses, learn what challenges similar business leaders are facing, and access to subject matter experts on how to overcome these challenges. FireUp Connect offers opportunities for organic exposure through our many marketing events, programs, and projects. There are 4 colors that make up FireUp Connect. Yellow represents the back office and services available to FireUp Connect members. Red represents FireUp Connect's marketing and advertising resources, such as TV shows, radio, magazine book publication, and movie projects. Green represents FireUp Connect's referral system, tracking incentives, and blue represents FireUp Connect's donation, fundraising, and scholarship programs. FireUp Connect members have access to monthly business sessions, price discounts on affiliated companies, and all FireUp Connect programs, book publications, published articles for your business, access to FireUp Connect scheduled webinar events, a photo shoot session, and a video production. Join us for our annual FireUp Live seminars and gain valuable connections in the FireUp community and boost your business. We believe in your business. We believe in what you do. At FireUp Connect, we believe in you. Join us for our annual FireUp Live seminars to gain, discover, and get fired up.
Hey guys, it's Damon, Mr. Foxy, Damon Hart, and I'm here with the real men of real estate. And I just want to say, hey, come and watch us this Sunday, 1 p.m. live, every Sunday. Okay, we're gonna be on KCAA Radio, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. If you got a minute, just tune in. We can't wait to have you here. I'm gonna be there. If you can't make it on there, we're gonna be at Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Android app on Building Solid Foundations channel. So tune in. You know what you got to do in the meantime. Keep it foxy. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, it's Damon Hart here with Brandon Elliott again. So Brandon, finish up the rest of that story in the last segment.
Yeah,
right,
so in the last one we were talking about the 4-step process, right? Educate, fix, build, leverage. So finishing off on the build, you know, how to get your score up to 800 club in less than 30 days. We can show you that. After that, you can do your mass apply. We also deep dive into business credit where, I mean, really, that's the game changer for so many people. You can have over $1 million in just business credit within 1 year's time frame. I mean, if you need some capital to be able to grow, start a business, like scale a business, hire on right people, that's the way to do it. And then next is once you have all this funding at your fingertips, leverage it. But do it properly. The calculated risk, like you mentioned, real estate investing. We got people doing Turo. I mean, starting a restaurant or growing and scaling restaurants, whatever it may be that you're passionate about, that you're excited about in your business, we want to show business owners how to be able to do that.
Right. And look, and that's magic, right? We're here on a real estate show. I'm a real estate investor, been for 10 years. You've been in the game, a bunch of years yourself.
Yep.
So we can all speak to how powerful it is inside of real estate.
Sure.
But I guess the few things that I want to take away from today, is just I can see that, a lot of people, when I notice they come into the business, whether they think that they can, or maybe they start somewhere else and then they kind of venture in and do one transaction and get their feet wet.
Yeah.
No one ever really talks about credit and how real valuable it is. And I feel like today you really put a really big spotlight on how valuable credit can be, because no matter what business you're in, I mean, we're talking real estate today.
Yeah.
But it sounds like,
anything.
credit, that liquidity is what's going to drive. And I think a lot of people don't even open their minds to that, to the possibility of ever having credit work for them versus just having this thing that's like, hey, I got a 720. That's cool.
Yeah.
But what are you doing with it?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
I think it's just the lack of education. Once coming full circle here again, it's like they're just not teaching it in school. You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And they tried putting us in a box for so long for not really getting properly educated when it comes down to finances. I think a good thought-provoking question to ask at any party or any gathering is, how do you look, or how do you actually think about money in your household? Was it talked about in your household growing up, or what do you like? What is your relationship with money?
Sure.
I think that's a tough question for many people, and I think it shouldn't be. I think it should be something that we get very comfortable with the uncomfortableness and talk about money, talk about credit, talk about finances, so that we can learn the mistakes from others and also learn how to best position ourselves to think like the banks, flip the script on them, protect ourselves, because a lot of credit comes with insurance as well. We're doing travel hacking around the world for free, first class. Like, I haven't paid for a Marriott or a flight in a very, very long time. Yeah. So there's a lot of benefits behind this stuff.
That's magic, man. That's magic. And it sounds like, with what you've created, what you guys have put together, you're doing your part, right? To give people the education, because you're right. In school, good luck. Anywhere else, good luck, and there's very few that I think have the information. So I think we did a little bit of some good work here today, at least.
I hope so.
Yeah, right? So, yeah. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah. I'm very passionate about this stuff. My heart goes into it because I've seen what it has done for me and my family. For sure. I just bought my family a house in New Jersey last year. It's an investment property, so we made the numbers work, but it's still, I think that's how it should be.
Right.
So I'm just very proud in seeing other people be able to do it afterwards.
As a product of what you put together. So that's amazing. Yeah. So for everybody listening here, I think you've added tremendous value.
Appreciate you.
You too, man. So for being here, how can people get in touch with you? Tell me that. How would they best reach out?
Yeah, so the best way to reach out is probably going to creditcounselelite.com. That's www.creditcounselelite.com. Okay. Otherwise, Instagram, it's Brandon Elliott Investments, or Facebook, it's facebook.com/Brandon Elliott Investor. We also have our weekly podcast that you were on in the past.
I have been.
Every single Monday, we drop a new episode, which is Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, great. So look, I want to say again personally, for coming up here, playing hurt, just being the person that you are and what you do, man. Thank you for coming up and sharing. And I learned something, right?
Yeah,
we've known each other for a little bit now, and I'm learning even more about you. So I'm just looking forward to all that you're doing, and can't wait to see what you're unfolding here in the next few months, years, and to come, man. So it's been awesome having you on.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
All right,
blessings.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. So with that being said, I just want to just say to everybody here, and my in-studio guest, Brandon Elliott, Credit Elite, want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in to the Real Men of Real Estate. I'm your host, Damon Hart, also known as Mr. Foxy. And I can't wait to see you guys on future episodes. If you are first times tuning in, just make sure to find us here anywhere on social media, lock in, and click the subscribe button and the follow. And you can follow us on all the major platforms like Roku, Amazon. Just make sure that you can tune in and you can rewatch any of the episodes that you may have missed. All right. So for my guest here in studio, all of us here, I want to just say thank you for tuning in. And for the next episode, we can't wait to see you on The Real Men of Real Estate. In the meantime, you know what you got to do. That's right. Keep it foxy. Bye for now, guys.
See you guys.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pouty Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection,